Where are we at? 44 people on Twitter, and we are what? 85 on Discord. Discord always kicks Twitter's ass on this every single time. Oh boy. All right. So we're gonna get this baby going. It is Friday, November 26th. Just want to make sure here before I kind of like get everything off. Ambis, ambassadors, or mods, anybody, like, are we already recording? I hope we are. I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. Jesus Christ, you guys have been busy here. Okay, recording. All right, perfect. Thank you, Bells. All right. And we are going to turn off notifications. Do not disturb for 1 hour. Shut up, computer. Jeez. All right. It is another Mean DAO day, another Mean Friday. We have a lot going on today, guys. We have the one and only Matt Martin joining us from Solrise. You guys saw the announcement. Matt, welcome to the Mean DAO Community AMA. We do this every Friday, and it is today's a special one because we have you on board with us. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I'm very excited to be here. Honestly, your community's been growing at such a crazy rate over the last month or two, so yeah, it's nice to engage and learn a little bit more.
Yeah, awesome. So this is the way that we're going to do this, guys. We are going to, in customary fashion, we're going to go over some of the metrics. Then we're going to get a little product update of what's going on the product side from Eileen, Nadel, and then we're going to kind of dive in with Matt into some really cool war stories and how we met, and kind of like do a little hangout session here and learn about each other's project and how we're working together and what we're building together. Okay, so let's get it going. All right, starting with metrics. What has happened in the last 7 days, give or take? We have had, quite a bit of growth on Twitter. We went from, I want to say, last week we were at what? We were at 24,000 Twitter users last week. This week we are at 31, almost 32,000. Holy shit, that's a lot. That's a big jump. So we grew. I'm not gonna do the math here, but whatever. Like that's a big jump on that. I want to say like what, 25%, 20%. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. We had 278,000 impressions on Twitter. Let me refresh this because I think it might actually be. Oh no, never mind. Oh no, this is 28 days. Hold on a second. 7 days. Yeah, 7 days. 278,000 impressions. So that's basically about 4,000 people looking at us every single day. Oh my God, that's freaking unbelievable. We had, our engagement rate was hovering the 9.4%. That means that for every 10 things every 10 interactions, someone actually did something with us. So that's great. So, all good. All good. We had basically, we did what, 2 announcements this week that we push out. We started off with the Solrise partnership announcement, and then we brought in also Port Finance. That was the other one. Hopefully I didn't. Yeah. Am I doing this right? Yes, I am. All right. Awesome. So, what else happened on Twitter? I think that's. I mean, we have still the treasure hunt is still going on. We have 2 more boxes to open. The next one we're going to kick off right after the AMA, and I think that the date for that announcement is going to be on Sunday. I need to check with them, with the partner, make sure that we're not stepping over each other's, PR calendar and agenda there. So I need to do a quick check, but then hopefully it will come out very, very soon. All right, what happened on Discord? On Discord, we also grew like quite a bit. So last week on Discord we were 17,000 members. This week we are 23.2, so 23,200 and some change. So that's a good jump too. Last week was awful for Discord growth because we had that issue with the server captcha bot that basically kept everybody, like all new users were locked out of the Discord for like 4 days. But the mods are taking care of that, and we already kind of like got everything sorted out, and we have a new bot taking care of business on that end. All right, so that's huge jump in numbers this week as well. The engagement has also grown quite a bit, 19% engagement growth over last week. 29% more communicators, meaning more people talking. 400% increase in the total number of messages sent. And boy, you guys are talking a lot on the server. There is 2,299 minutes of voice that you guys discussed on the server. Holy guacamole. I think that we're going to blow Discord's hat at some point. They're going to call us like, guys, you got to stop this stuff. This is maddening. This is maddening. All right, good, all good across the board. Where are we on the product metrics? Product metrics. Let's take a look at this. Holy smokes, we are 46,000. Wait a second, this cannot be right. 46,000 users. What? We had 31,000 last week. Wait. Holy smokes. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So 46,000 users. That's a big jump from last week. That's a 30% increase. A little bit more than 30% increase from last week. So yeah, that's a lot. We had a spike. Where is this at? We had a huge spike on the 21st. What happened on the 21st? Was that the announcement with you guys with Solrise? It probably was.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we had a huge spike in numbers. We had 6,000 new accounts being created that day. Damn. Nice. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, we have 15,000 active accounts over the last 7 days. That's great. Average of that went up from average daily actives from 1,900 to 2,454. So that's also a big 20% jump on that as well. This is crazy good. All right, so all numbers green, up and to the right. This is exactly what we want to see. We have some additional announcements that are going to be coming out this week and next week that if like it's going to like we're going to be making some news here, guys. Like this is going to be exciting. It is an exciting time for the MeanDAO. Very, very happy. Maylene and Adele. Maylene, you take it over. Why don't you tell us what happened on product this week? I think this is record time for me, by the way. Like 7 minutes for me to like go over the metrics and the community stuff. Like I'm getting better here. Like sometimes, Matt. I mean, I know that this is your first meeting on this. Sometimes, like I take like a whole 15 minutes on this, and people are like falling asleep on the other side. And so everybody's like, "Come on, Michelle, you need to go through this a lot faster next time." So I'm getting better. I'm getting better at this.
I know data too. It's hard not to want to talk about it.
Yeah. All right. So, Mylene, why don't you take this off? What happened this week on product?
Let me see. I'm trying to. Can you guys hear me well now?
Yeah, you're echoing there.
How about now?
Yeah, better.
Yeah, I had to mute then at Discord. So, like I was trying.
Why don't you try to do it the other way, and then we'll have you. So be on Discord live. Yeah, okay. And then go to Discord.
Tell me now. 1, 2, 3, check.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Wait, I'm the one who have the echo now.
Okay. So basically, what do we have for this week? So our main focus this week has been working on the IDO from the program portal, token minting, and all this fun stuff that I know we're gonna announce it big time in the upcoming weeks. So kind of like I just want to say that we are working on it, but I don't want to add too much about it because we still need to do we're still working on it basically. Just making sure that the portal is looking neat and clean, that everybody can have access to it in a few weeks, along with the program release, the updates that you're gonna do for the main community and so on. So we're working on that. We are working on the treasury management. It's going to be a new flavor, a take on a feature that we have for payroll. So this is going to be like it's going to allow users basically to manage the treasury and just to pay off. For example, let's say they want to create a group and they want to set up different payments for different people. So that's also in the works right now. So it's not gonna come up to production until like probably in a week or so. With regards to bug fixings, UI improvements, and workflows, um, we just been getting from the community either incentives or some updates. Hold on. Can you hear me now better? 'Cause I'm listening myself with echo and I'm having a really hard time.
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay, let me see. One, two, three. Let's try now. Okay. Um, so with regards to the health center and questions, bug reporting and stuff, there's been a lot of changes that we've done to accommodate like new wallets. There was some stuff reporting regarding one-time payments. There were in some instances they were being set up as scheduled payments instead of like one-time transfers happening at the moment. That bug was fixed. There have been some stuff or things reported with regards to withdrawals, but they haven't been bugs per se. They've just been, for example, users been saying every time we make a transfer from wallet A to wallet B, we're not able to see the funds in wallet B. But it's just been the case that they just need to withdraw the funds pretty much. So kind of like we probably, just trying to do more improvements in those regards to make sure that our workflows are pretty clear and the people can see clearly what are the steps that they need to take without being reporting these things as bugs. And I think that's kind of like what we have. There's a lot more stuff to comment about, like feedback and things, but I don't want to add too much over here. So I think I can probably add some more of those updates in the final summary that we have for the AMA.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Maylene. Yeah, so I think that the general idea here with with product this week is that there's a lot of focus right now as we come closer to IDO. We've been basically playing out or role playing all these scenarios. We're making sure that everything is kind of ready to go, tested. There's a lot of there's a big token distribution that is going to happen very soon, and we got to make sure that all of our dots and T's are crossed, and everything is kind of running smooth on our end, right? So in addition to that, we've also have a lot of work that we're doing with partners like you guys, Matt, right? And Solrise and Soulflare. Like there's a lot of integration work and a lot of collaboration that's been happening over that angle. So there's a lot going on product. You're gonna see some also. There's a particular really big step forward that we're taking, starting next week probably. So we'll see. I don't want to kind of like jinx anything, and let the progress of time kind of take its place. We'll announce next week, and make everybody happy and proud and everything. So Adele, I don't know if there's anything that you want to add to the product piece. I know you're probably right now like sitting down and coding while listening to this.
You got me there. No, I think you guys covered pretty much everything. At the same time, I always say that we are listening to everybody, and we are listening to the stuff you are asking for, and we are be sure we are working on that. So that side is not unattended. So just that.
All right, awesome. Alrighty, so with that out of the way, Matt, let's get you in here and let's talk a little bit about how do we even get to know each other, where our relationship started, like how do we even come to collaborate to the point that we are collaborating. I have to say something before you kind of jump in. You guys are like, you deserve so much credit for many of the great ideas that are coming to the DAO and to MeanFi, and many of the things that we're going to be announcing kind of soon, still kind of under wraps, but soon, that I have to say, like, you are at the top of the list and like top echelon partner for us. We love you. Like, the welcoming that you guys gave us on Lisbon was amazing, and we're super happy to work together and to collaborate. So, but take it away. How's your side of the story on that?
I mean, firstly, I'd just like to say we feel the same. We love working with you guys. We're super, super excited for what we can do together in the future. I mean, we can talk about that more in future. But man, I think the first time I came across MeanFi, I want to say about 2 months ago. But you know what it's like in this space. Like, I have no sense of accurate time anymore, so that may be slightly off. But I think we got just a message on Twitter from you guys, just discussing the potential of collabing on Solfar, and I still remember that very well. I think you guys were what, 2,000 Twitter followers at the time. You were small.
Maybe not even that.
It may have been lower. Yeah, it was small. And I remember checking the page and going, "Huh, this is really polished. Like, the whole landing page, the whole product. Whoever did this, is this like some kind of big corporation moving in secretly?" But no, you guys were just working damn hard. Yeah, and I mean, immediately it occurred to me, like, okay, I want to find out what these guys are up to. So I remember we chatted and we decided that we'd want to do the kind of short-term collab with Soulfire and look at how we could build things more up in future. And I think we started chatting back and forth there. We had a call after that, right?
Yep.
And I think as soon as I met you, I realized one thing, which is that you were kind of like a jaded, I've started calling it traditional tech now. I don't know how else to talk about normal tech startups, but someone who'd done the whole tech startup routine before. And having done that as well for us, you notice that it gives someone, there's a certain kind of energy and a certain kind of, I wouldn't call it jadedness, but a toughness that comes from having done that before you come into crypto. The attitude's slightly different. And immediately I thought, wait, no, this is someone who's done it before. Like, this guy's cool. And pretty much immediately I remember we clicked. Even in that first conversation, I want to say it was only 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I immediately knew, no, this guy's great. So I went back to my co-founders and I said, I've just met this really cool guy. He's like us. You should definitely meet him.
Yeah, I recall. I remember.
Yeah. And I mean, from there, we chatted back and forth on Telegram for a little bit, and then we met up the first time in Lisbon. I want to say, man, again, my sense of time's distorted, 2-3 weeks ago. And we thought, oh yeah, cool. So we've got an afternoon free. The MeanFi guys around. Let's get them around. We had a really nice place in Lisbon. We decided to get an Airbnb, which gave us like you saw it, had a beautiful rooftop terrace. And
you guys had the best view of, like, I think any of the places that I went to Lisbon. This was like, you guys have to understand, I'm just trying to get the community to imagine this. Lisbon is kind of like San Francisco. It's like full of hills and mountains, and there's a bridge. You actually feel like you're in San Francisco, and it's beautiful. And it's all like this very old, many centuries old, like, mini villages and houses, and really traditional type of history. And the Solrise team they booked this, I want to say it was like borderline Mac Mansion in a hill, like on the top of the hill, and it was amazing, the views that you guys had over there. Like, I mean, when I was going into the, like, we were going on the taxi, on the Uber, up to your way, I was saying, like, how, like, where am I going? I feel like I'm climbing here Mount Olympus. Like, the car keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. So yeah, this is a very, very cool place.
Yeah, we didn't even realize at the time, but we had one of the highest spots in the whole city because our apartment was built into the castle behind us. So essentially, the roof terrace we were sitting on was like built into the side of a big castle on one of the hills on Lisbon. It was a uniquely beautiful space. But yeah, that's why I'm a big proponent of getting there 2 months before the conference and booking Airbnb with 11 people's worth of spaces. You always get something that's much more social, right?
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Yeah. But we had our first meeting up there, and I mean, that was pretty electric, actually. We were sitting around there, we had a few beers, and we just went back and forth, and we brainstormed pretty much everything. I mean, it was me, Vidor and Philip, my co-founders, a few other members of the team, and we had a hell of a conversation. I'm sure you remember it.
Yeah, 100%. I remember so vividly. And Adele was landing at that time. It was like, you were landing, I think Adele, like what, 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. or something like that, and you joined us right after. And boy, we saw the sunset, saw the sun come down, and we were having such a great time. We were connecting at a different level, and when we were thinking about like all the different things that you guys are doing, that we guys are that our team is doing, and like immediately, I remember very vividly a moment where Philip was sitting there, and like he clicked for the first time on like what Mean was all about and what the Mean protocol was about, and he was like, "Man, you know what would be Nirvana? This." And that was like a big moment for like for me, for everybody. Like I think that like from there on out, it was yeah, this is it. Like we're gonna be working together, and we're gonna be collaborating like very, very close and tight to the hip.
Yeah, immediately, man. Like it was obvious by the end of that conversation.
Yep.
Just instantly.
And then you guys had a party, right? So you had a party that you were hosting with FTX, right? How was that?
Yep. I mean, it was pretty interesting. It was already full when we got there. FTX had been hosting an event at the same place beforehand. And I mean, one thing that might surprise you, when it comes to organizing parties, FTX are pretty hardcore. We had a few of us who were working on organizing it, but as soon as we brought the FTX guys in, they were so disciplined about the party planning. So it was a nice place. I mean, we had an open bar, we had a lot of food going around. There was a lot of people there. Pretty much all of our investors showed up, and we were co-hosting that with Rock Capital, DeFi Land, and a few others. So we got to meet the DeFi Land guys, who were lovely, honestly. It was a nice mix-up. It was a nice kind of pre-event thing, because, I mean, I'm sure you remember how intense Lisbon was throughout. So it was nice to have one relatively calm party before the rest of the conference kicked in.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really great, and it was like it was a good kind of mixer. Get to know everybody else early on in the conference. It was amazing. So thank you for inviting us to that as well, by the way, and kind of like getting us last minute in there. I remember like all of us, we went into like what 3 cars from your castle all the way to the thing. Like we call like 3 Ubers, because you guys have a big, like, how many people were from the Solrise team over there? Like 10 or 11 people?
10 or 11, yeah, 11, I think.
Yeah. So
the whole crew.
Yeah, the whole crew. So we went together there, and we had a great time. And I have to say, like, all throughout the conference, right? And this kept happening over and over and over again. It was kind of like a point of, like, at least for me, it was a point of maturity and reassurance, because you have an idea of something that we can do together that will strengthen the community, that will strengthen the entire ecosystem, and you, like, the first like feeling is a feeling of excitement. Oh my God, we're gonna do something so big, so awesome, but maybe I'm not seeing the full picture. Let me kind of like sit on it and marinate over this, and let that thought actually land on its feet, and see if there's any holes. And the more time you think about a problem, the more you try to poke holes around it to make sure that, okay, this is solid, it is on solid footing, and I know that I can move like with a very strong direction forward. And we had the first Nirvana moment at that rooftop with you guys, and then at the party, I remember like we crossing each other out, and a couple of times like, yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Like you can see on both teams, like the conviction of cementing the thought and the idea in our heads on both sides. How that was kind of like being born and materializing more and more and more with every passing second. And I think that was an amazing experience, and that extended all throughout the conference, right? Like, I mean, even for days, we would like meet over and over again. We would meet at the floor, we would meet at the different stages, and we would talk and talk and talk, and we would meet again, and we would like more and more and more and more and more materialization around those ideas that we started sharing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was constant, man. I don't know if you believe in fate or anything else, but when you keep seeing the same people that often, and every time the conversation is going further, it just becomes clear that it's meant to be. Yeah. I have to say that I think I knew to some degree it was going to happen from the first call we had. Yeah, we just had too much in common.
Yeah. I feel the same way. All right, so maybe why don't we try to, like, without leaking too much about the future, which we all clearly know inside. Why don't we give like a little flavor here in terms of like what are some of the, from your perspective, some of the things that we're going to be collaborating with, and what is coming up? What is coming up for Solrise, Solflare, and Mean Protocol?
I mean, the top level thing, and before I start talking about the specifics, it's the alignment in our vision on what we want to do. Because the key thing for us, for the whole Solrise and across all of our products, so Solflare, Solrise Pulse, other things we've got building in the background, it's all about accessibility. It's about accessibility of DeFi and about accessibility of crypto. And we do that in a host of ways. Solrise is a fund management protocol that lets anyone invest. Solflare is a wallet that's meant to be accessible. And I don't think there's many people who think about that mass appeal aspect of crypto in depth. There's not many people who think about how am I going to build the infrastructure, how am I going to build services, how am I going to build things that are going to be useful to everyone. And at the core of it, I think we both have that in mind. Like the products that the Mean guys are building, money streaming, dollar cost averaging, all of it, it all is thinking about how do we build useful infrastructure that everyone is going to be using in crypto. And what we're doing, heavily overlaps with that. So at the top level, as we release more products on our side and on yours, I think we're just going to keep finding opportunities to integrate. There's so much there. Yeah. But at the core of it, with the wallet side, Solflare, like there's a lot we can do to integrate different parts of Mean's products and services. I mean, again, I'm not sure how much we publicized off the top of my head. And I don't
not quite yet, but soon. soon, yeah.
Soon. We have some fun things coming up there in terms of what we can do in integration between Solflare and Mean. That's going to be very exciting. I mean, we'll find out, I think, in the next few weeks exactly what that's going to look like. On the Solrise side, I mean, the things are the same. Even just talking about the products you've got in at the moment, and that will be slightly longer term. Integration between a fund protocol and the money streaming, the allowing users to invest using dollar cost averaging into funds. There's just so much obvious potential there. It all clicks together.
Yep. 100%. And one of the things that, like, for us, right? So from our side of this is a huge value add to our community, right? So if you think even from the very beginning, right, we've always wanted on the MeanFi side, not so much on the Mean protocol, but on the MeanFi side, right? So there is a huge intent for us to make DeFi banking and DeFi workflows accessible to everybody. We want to really be kind of like the springboard for the next billion users coming onto DeFi from centralized finance and from traditional finance. And for those people, they need to have access to the regular everyday workflow that they have. And one of the most common things that you see on every single central infrastructure is people need to invest in index funds, in diversified strategies that are managed by somebody else. And that's the way that most of the regular finance, like most people with a job, they invest in a retirement account or their retirement fund. Most people that are in the stock market, they invest in an entire index. They don't invest in individual stocks. They go and they put some money in the S&P 500. They go and they put some money in, whatever, like any kind of fund. And that is basically what Solrise, one of the biggest value adds that Solrise has. They have built a beautiful interface with really like in-depth fund management structure, and like, I mean, your DON competitions are a testament to how much activity and how much innovation is happening over there, and bringing those kinds of things into MeanFi is going to be huge. Just picture this, right? And right now I'm talking to the community, Matt, right? So a little bit, I like to talk to the community as well so that they get the full picture also of what we're working with here, right? Imagine that you come to MeanFi, um, and from MeanFi, you can get your salary from your employee. You can see and manage the salary that you're receiving as a money stream. You can further go into your Soulflare wallet and also be able to see how much money is coming in from your salary over there, and from your MeanFi or from Solrise or from Soulflare, you can say, well, I want to do immediately. I want to take 20% of all of my income and I want to put it to my retirement account immediately, right? So that kind of composability, that kind of like integration, it's phenomenal. And we're going to be bringing a lot of the Soulflare and Solrise products into MeanFi. And we're going to be working very, very close on, the number of ideas and innovations that are going to be coming out of this partnership are out of this world for sure. Matt, I don't know if you want to add any more color to that.
I mean, really, just to reinforce what you said, I think 2022 is going to be the year when we start to see mass onboarding into DeFi. And both of us have products that allow, as you said, the average guy to do that. So when we link together Soulflare, money streaming, Solrise funds, we can start allowing people to essentially invest into their retirement accounts. We can allow them to start funneling money into small hedge funds that they want to manage their money, depending on their risk profile. We're really starting to offer financial services when we put both of our protocols together that appeal to everyone. And that is something I find fantastically exciting. I've been fixated on it since 2017. And I mean, truth was, it just wasn't possible to do those things in Ethereum simply because of the transaction fees and the nature of the network in a way that would work for the average person. And I think people in general are almost sleeping on it. The power of what can be done with this. And Solana say it, you hear a few protocols say it, but it hasn't caught on yet, this idea of onboarding the first billion users to crypto. And I really think that is going to kick off in 2022. We'll see what the numbers look like at the end of the year, but that process, it's only getting started. Still ridiculously only for Solana and for both of us, and it's just, well, everyone needs to get ready for it.
Yeah, and I think that we're like particularly well positioned to capitalize on that in a big way because of how well developed. Like, guys, you have to understand that most products, like there's a ton of products that first kind of land into crypto and or into Solana even, and they take like months and months of like sometimes beta, and then like they're not very well matured and they're not very well developed. Like Solrise and so, and these guys, like you guys are, I don't know, I want to say like top 3 development and productivity teams that I've seen out there. The amount and the quality of things that you get out on a consistent basis is mind blowing. I don't even know how you do it, but it is amazing. The speed of delivery that you guys are able to accomplish is out of this world, and that means like, that makes a huge difference when you're thinking in terms of who can act faster, who can be there better, who can provide the services to the most users, who can bring the most benefit to the whole ecosystem. That is night and day when you compare that to like I'm going to say most other projects. Like you don't see that rate of change that fast with that high quality. So yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, man. I mean, it all comes down to training, right? Because our team, I met Vidor almost 5 years ago now. And back then, we met, we were building a product for the UK NHS. I loved working with Vidor, so we decided to I'd left the place I was in at the time and we started up a consulting firm. And for the next 4 years, we made other people's dreams come true, right? So we were building all the time. We always had 2 or 3 products in dev, often on different chains. We were building on Ethereum. We were building a lot of foundational stuff on Cosmos. We were building everywhere. And, we were shipping a product for 2 months every month throughout that period. I lost count of how many products we've shipped across different chains. And it hit a point around the end of last year, start of this year, where we had other businesses going on the side. We've been bootstrapping stuff. But we had the treasury and we'd kind of all had the personal experience where we thought, no, come on. Matt's been the product lead on how many products. Vito's been the technical lead on how many products. Philip's done how many people's token economy. Let's just sit down and build our own firm and we'll build it from scratch. And because we have that training, because we've just sat there and built and deployed and built and deployed and built and deployed for years at this point, there's very few teams in crypto who have done that consistently. So it gave us a unique advantage. We can take an idea from conceptualization to deployment in under 3 months. In the best case, if we focused our whole team on one thing, we could come up with a new product and launch it in a month. And we've never lost that kind of constant hackathon energy, right? That's our biggest strength, I think. It's our unique advantage.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Yeah, there's so much commonalities in between, like, you know, that story and even our story. Like, for example, Adele and I, like, I mean, we went to high school together. Like, I mean, I have some white hair already in this head of mine. So like that was a long time ago. Adele, like if he lets his beard grow, it looks like an old man. It looks like a Ernest Hemingway with like a white beard. So like, you know, we've been working together for a long time, and so yeah, this is you know, and we've been building products together also for a long time, and so it's yeah, it's a very similar story, that a lot of the experiences that we have carried through in our past have kind of like, you know, continue on to here. Yamel have been working with us for what, 5 years now. You know, Mylene, a good couple of years. Yancel, a little bit less, but I mean, we all have like all of this past way of clicking and understanding each other out that allows us to execute very, very quickly also on our side. So this is a huge advantage from that perspective. So yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we can see it, man. Like, you look at the Mean website, how many products have you got live on mainnet? 3 already.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more to come. There's very few teams in Solana who have that kind of ecosystem style cross-product approach. People are usually satisfied to just launch one thing. The idea of, you know, launching other products. There's a few. If you look at Bonfire, for example, they've got, I think, 4 up now. But yeah, it's rare to see that. And as soon as we met you guys, it was obviously you were the same type of team.
Yeah.
That experience, that background, it just makes such a difference.
All right. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. All right, let's try to go through some of the questions here and see what people want to ask. Where is it? We have too many channels in here. All right, let's see what we got here. Who wouldn't say let's try to ask questions that are relevant to. I see a lot of questions that are, you know, only relevant to us. Let's try to pick some that have to do with the collaboration and with the work with Solrise. Let's see. We love you guys. Thank you. We love you too. Failure loading. Did you get and enjoy? Let's see here. Are you guys planning? How are you guys planning to make this community great? Hopefully you wrote that before we we talked. Hatiko. All right, the roadmap is all about the project. My question is concerning the community. Let's see. Joy, Mylene or Adele, if you see any of these questions here that are related to you know, our collab and our partnership, kind of like bring it up. I'm going through the thread here. So you understand what is happening here, Matt, behind the scene. There's like because we're multicasting this both on the DAO, on Discord, and in here. Like, people on Discord write a lot, and we have to like scroll down through the questions. Here, someone writing in a language that I do not understand. Hangi, Coinlier, Stackly, Edeliblek. I don't know what that means. All right.
Yeah, I've got the channel open here, man. I'm watching the questions scroll through in the background. You guys are intense.
All right. Yeah.
There's questions, but not more like related to like traditional banking and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if you want to address those. Like,
yeah, let's
right
maybe
now or later.
get a shoot out of that. If there's nothing in particular about which protocols it classify the top 2, Solrise and this is all about Solrise. This is all about our partnership with Solrise right now. Are you talking about other products? Yes, we have a lot of other partners that we're announcing. You know, at the very least, we have 5 that are going to be coming up for our IDO, and there's maybe actually we can talk about that a little bit, Matt. You, you know, when it comes to the distribution, like some of your token holders, right? So the Solrise holders are going to be getting a massive 400,000 mean tokens that they will be able to claim after IDO. How are you planning to distribute those? Like, what is your criteria? Who are your your top warriors? Like, how do you classify that on the Solrise side? Like, what are the levels that are going to be able to enjoy that benefit?
So, I mean, we're still working out the exact final criteria here, but the core for us, I mean, we have a membership system. It's pretty simple. It's all about staking Solrise. It's really important to us that staking Solrise gives you an APY, but it also gives access to a ton of benefits. So it gives benefits across our protocol. It discounts things on Solrise. There'll be some extra features added to Solflare soon. And the obvious people we want to reward are those that have Solrise staked. So I don't want to talk about the exact parameters there for obvious reasons. Yep. But I mean, that's a key part. Usage of Solflare and Solrise is also important in how we think about this. And yeah, we'll be fine tuning the exact parameters before the airdrop actually happens. But it's important for us to A, reward people who use the protocols, and B, reward people who are staking. We really want people to feel, especially staking with a longer lockup, that they've kind of bought a VIP ticket to the Solrise community. You know what I mean?
Yep, very much so. Yeah, very cool. All right. So, yeah, to be announced as we get closer, what is going to be the actual criteria looks like, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of details in some of those announcements, and you guys, like, you realize that you don't have to wait a whole lot. It's November 26th, and we are like 2 to 3 weeks away from the Big Bang. So so this is this is going to be some mean holiday spirit going on around. So yeah, Mean Santa is about to land on town. Let's see what else we have here. Someone was asking, actually, this is kind of like a cool question. How can parents go about setting up and managing Mean accounts for their kids? Mello, very good question. We actually have, I think that in our roadmap, I don't remember now where we put that. I want to say that that's got to be part of stage 3. It's either stage 3 or stage 2. I don't remember now, but we do have essentially parental controls planned for Mean accounts, so that you have essentially a delegation system where you can give your children, or you can create or manage accounts for your children, and your children have certain amount of money that they can either spend so long that you are the contributor, you the parent. So yeah, there's a little bit of planning that that we have to do around that, but maybe coming up a little bit later, because that's going to be a very user facing type of product that that serves a very niche market. But I think it's an important, an increasingly important one. We actually got, like, one of our investors. We were talking in Lisbon, and he has like a 13-year-old brother, and that he was saying, like, he was telling us a story that the brother gets to him one day. He's like, hey, I'm a VC, and he's like, what are you talking about? You're 14. Like, yeah, I'm a venture capitalist. So you're 14 years old. What are you talking about? It's like, oh, we took all of our stipend from school, and a group of friends pulled together like $10,000 from the stipends that we get from our parents, and we invested all of that in Chiba. Like, this was like a year ago or a year and a half ago. And he was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, just go off to the corner, like, whatever. And then like, the brother kind of like came back like 2 weeks ago or like a month ago, and he's like, how's your return on your fund this year? I think I beat you because of like the way the Chiba has been going. And he's like, what the heck? This new generation is like freaking insane. So like, kids are in this already, guys. Like, I mean, you have to understand that financial education on children is a big deal. And I certainly at age 14, I was not making investments in anywhere. And now kids are really active on this space. So yeah, we have to make something for families as well, and it's part of the roadmap. It's a cool product. It's coming up.
I think that's a very cool question to have, because if people are concerned about how their kids are going to use your protocol, then it's working,
Yep. That's awesome. All right, let's see what else it's here.
Anyway, I've just been answering some of the questions directly here in Discord.
Awesome. So. Thank you. All right, it is 10:43. We're kind of coming closer here to an end. I know that we didn't get to answer a whole bunch of questions. I wanted to keep it, kind of in the scope of the conversation that we were having. It is only once in a lifetime that we get to enjoy the presence of the one and only Matt Martin. And didn't want to go off on a different route here and answering a bunch of questions that are about MeanFi only. But thank you very much, Matt. Really appreciate it that you made it to the AMA. We are we love you and all the team. Say hi to Vitor and hi to Philip from our side and to the rest of the team. And let's fucking go.
Yeah, man. I mean, we love you too, just to put it sincerely.
Awesome.
And I would love to come back at some point in the future if you want to have me again. It's an honor to be on with you guys.
Right on. You're always welcome. This is your house, okay?
Thank you.
Alrighty, guys. This is a wrap. Let's make an awesome week. Have an awesome weekend, you as well. Let me check with our other partner in terms of timeline. See if we can open up that fourth box sometime over the weekend. I think that what we originally said, it was scheduled to be open on Sunday. That makes today the day that we have to launch the contest. Stand by. We'll keep everybody else updated on Discord. Thank you very much. Go and smell the flowers. Let's fucking go! Bye-bye.